garden and I was harvesting my rosemary herbs. Then I noticed alongside the plants was a particular, very similar looking plant to the rosemary herbs that was growing and thriving alongside the herbs that I had planted. When I looked closely and realized that it wasn't any of the plants that I'd put in initially, it had grown, it had germinated even bigger than my rosemary plant. And in the end, I checked with the plant app just to be sure it wasn't a branch of the rosemary herbs that had grown into a different shape. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't taking out the wrong plant. In the end, it turned out to be something entirely different. In other words, it could be regarded as a weed. But when I checked with the plant app, it is something from the rosemary family, but it's not the rosemary herb in itself. It's not a dangerous plant, but it's not what I planted and it's not what I needed. So in the end, I uprooted it and threw everything in the garbage. And that got me thinking that this could be an euphemism for our lives. You know, sometimes you're thriving, you seem to be growing, you seem to be doing well to everyone that to the onlookers, all intents and purposes, you're doing very well. But are you actually where you're planted, where you're supposed to be planted, or where you're needed? So it doesn't matter the level of growth that you've attained. If you're growing in the wrong place, you could be easily uprooted and tossed away like I did that plant. And it got me really thinking that how will I know if I'm in the wrong soil? How will I know if I'm growing where I'm not supposed to grow? What are the signs and symptoms? As a physician, that's one of the things we look out for. What are the signs and symptoms that tells you you're growing where you're not supposed to grow? As a physician, if you have a growth where it's not supposed to be, we will regard to that as a tumor. Whether benign or malignant, a tumor is a tumor. Malignant one is bad, but the benign tumor too could be bad. A meningioma that's occupying lesion in the brain is still a bad thing. It's growing, but it's not where it's needed, so you want to take it out. So, and that got me thinking and asking myself those deep soul searching questions. How will I know that I'm growing where I'm supposed to be growing? And how will I know if I'm growing where I'm not supposed to be growing? Those are deep thoughts that I would like to hear your thought on that. What do you think? And how would you know if you're growing where you're not supposed to be growing? And if you do know you're growing where you're not supposed to grow in, what would you do about it? Have you done anything about it? What could you do about it? What resources would you need? What help will you require? What's stopping you from getting the help that you need? What's stopping you from taking your resources to where it's actually needed? Because at the end of the day, if you're where you're not supposed to be, you could be regarded as that plant, as big as it was, as seemingly healthy as it looked. It wasn't what I needed, and I had to take it out. I pray that that's not the case for any one of us. Let's find out where our energy is supposed to be spent. Let's find out where our resources are supposed to be coming from. Don't waste your energy on where it's not needed. Don't waste your energy on situations or people or circumstances that's undeserving of you. You deserve much more than that. Find out where you're needed. Find out where you need to thrive. Don't thrive in the wrong place. Make sure you're thriving where you're supposed to be thriving. See you next time. Ciao.